Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to All the Hype Sports, where we give you the most hype news in sports. I'm your host, Jake Weller, and today we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks and how they made the Eastern Conference Finals. So the Atlanta Hawks made a large turnaround from their season in 2020. They even made a large turnaround from their season in 2021. The Hawks became the 5 seed and somehow made the Eastern Conference Finals. Let's see how they did it. The Atlanta Hawks began the season only 14-20 under their head coach Lloyd Pierce, who was fired. Nick McMillan then filled in as the coach for this season and became their interim coach. After he took over, the Hawks had a record of 27-11. This was good enough to become the new 5 seed in the East, when the Hawks didn't even make the playoffs last year. The centerpiece of this rebuild has been the draft pick back in 2018 out of the University of Oklahoma, Trae Young. Trae Young made a name for himself at Oklahoma, hitting deep threes in college and facilitating the basketball. Over these last 3 years, he's developed into a player that has a great mind for finding open teammates, someone who can knock down deep threes, and his floater is unstoppable. In the playoffs this year, Trae Young became a true star in the NBA. There have been many other pieces, of course, that helped the Hawks become the contenders that they are, mainly acquiring players strictly from the draft. These are guys that include, but aren't limited to, such as Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, and Kevin Huerter. This has made the team very tightly knit. Since they all came from the draft, they play for each other. They're not being tossed around. They're all being drafted this one city, and they're together, a bunch of young guys. The final piece of this team was acquiring Clint Capella, who is a great center from the Houston Rockets. It was a 4-team trade. The Hawks traded Evan Turner and a first-round pick for the center, who was able to come in and give valuable experience, rebounding, and defense to a team that much needed it. With these young players hungry, getting some veterans here and there to help lead the way and to teach these young guys more about the league, and their new coach, the Hawks were ready to make their move. The first round of these playoffs for the Atlanta Hawks was against the 4-seed New York Knicks, who were being led by Julius Randle, and even this team surprised a lot of people. The Knicks haven't been to the playoffs in a few years, and they haven't been a great team in the last few years. So them making it to the playoffs and being the 4 seed had the city of New York about ready to blow. The Hawks came out surprisingly well against the Knicks, shocked a lot of people. Trae Young really began to shine and became a villain in New York. The Hawks won the series with relative ease, with Trae Young showing off, even doing a bow of saying goodbye and that the show's over to the city of New York. Many said that, this was just the Knicks. They also didn't have very much playoff experience. This next series would surely end the Hawks. It was against the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers, who had a lot of experience, a lot of talent on their team, and Joel Embiid, who finished second in MVP voting. Surely this 1 seed 76ers team would stomp these baby Hawks and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals with ease. In a hard-fought 7-game series, the Atlanta Hawks were able to win it out and make their first Eastern Conference Finals in decades. No one expected this. The city of Atlanta continued to do the things that the Hawks were encouraging fans to do, and that's believe. Unfortunately, the next series was against the Milwaukee Bucks, who also had a lot of experience, and the 2-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. To make matters worse, Trae Young suffered an injury during this series, and the Hawks were unable to win and make it to the finals. They didn't make it to the NBA Finals, but no one expected this team to even make it past the second round, if that. The future is bright in Atlanta and for basketball. The next couple seasons are highly anticipated for the Atlanta Hawks. Thank you.